Hello, everyone. It's another episode of Tailgate Talk. It's just me and my brother Nikki. Say hi to the people.
Howdy.
Joe wasn't able to make it to our recording night. We're recording a day early because it's a week, and we got stuff going on, and but we're committed to making sure that y'all get a video one way or another. So we're doing it a day early.
I mean, shout out to you for being flexible. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. With that, let's get right into it. Joe gave me some notes on stuff he wanted to talk about or me bring up. We've got the he can't talk about it clearly.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
What we got?
latest updated playoff rankings. Notre Dame's up one, so Joe's keeping an eye on that. But he wanted to point out watch list here. USF. They're in at 24. He thinks they may have the best chance, I guess, as a group of five team to make the playoffs. So, thoughts there, Nick?
Well, if you remember when I predicted that USF would beat Florida, they've been my team, my group of five team all year. So my two teams have been USF and Texas Tech. Very happy with that. Yeah, I mean, I think they play. Do they play Navy this week? I think they play Navy. That'll be a big game, especially in the American. You got James Madison lurking. But those Bulls, their offense is electric. So yeah, I think we're in for a fun little run here in the group of five race. Also, speaking of playoff, the ACC, Miami is the highest rated team, and they're like seventh in the standings. I, I think that it's mainly the preseason hype that is keeping Miami that high. So love it or hate it, it's the name. I genuinely in my heart right now, I'm thinking SMU wins the conference. That's just my thought. They looked really good against Boston College. Granted, it's Boston College, but I don't know. I feel like they have the offense for it, and if Jennings can get healthy, then that just makes him even harder to stop. But we're in for a fun and wacky final month in the ACC, and I'm actually kind of excited. And we took two of the Pac-12 teams, and they brought the Pac-12 magic. So I don't know what you're thinking about it, but I think right now I'm calling my shot. It's going to be SMU over Georgia Tech. I don't know
I
if that's
I just
possible.
I'm all in on the rest of this year for the ACC being absolute chaos. Let's make it as
Oh,
much of a dumpster
please.
fire as possible. I want to see everything burn to the ground. I want to see just absolutely no
Yes.
idea who is going to be representing the ACC in that conference championship game until the clock strikes zero on that Saturday night before.
Did I send you the team that is still technically mathematically available or in the running for the ACC championship game
No.
that you would never guess? NC State is still alive. It could happen. Let me see if hold on. You talk
Yeah,
about
but it's
something else.
NC
Let me see if
State.
I can find.
They've never made the ACC championship game ever. So
True, but let me see if I can
I
find
mean,
it.
there
Hang
there there are
on.
a couple things that you can always count on: death, taxes, and NC State not making the championship game.
Or NC State. Hang on. You talk about something else. I'm gonna find this tweet. Hang on. Oh, and here I found it. Never mind. So NC State is still mathematically alive, and so basically they need to win out. They need Clemson. I'm not gonna read you the whole schedule, like and what they need, but each week, if things happen, we could see the Wolfpack in. You do need Clemson to beat Louisville this week, and I mean we can briefly talk about it. I don't. It's Friday in Louisville. I don't. Friday night games are normally not what we're here for. Louisville's good this year, although they're coming off a loss to Cal. All I'm going to say about that. Um, yeah, we'll see if Dabo can get the boys ready. And I'm not. I don't have much expectations for this game, but I'm hoping that it's somewhat like they show up with a pulse. That's just all I want.
Yeah. I have no idea, no vibe on this game. I felt like the Clemson Florida State game we saw, I mean, we've seen, I think, Cade start to settle back into the offense. Feels like things were moving really well to start that game, and I think they took their foot off the gas a little bit. Then defensively, that was probably their best performance for the entire
Oh, yeah.
year. Um, but Louisville's a different animal. Um,
Devil's advocate here. Florida State had the number one offense in the country, and they just came off of 42 on Stanford. Granted, they did drop like four wide open passes, so that attributed to it. But I mean, like you said, Louisville in Louisville is tough. We'll see what happens. I would like a bowl game. Um, so this will go a long ways because we have Furman left on the schedule, rolled ins, except for that week.
yeah, I mean,
But
for Clemson, what they're playing for is bowl eligibility. If they win this game, then I think that their chances of finishing 500 or better is greater than 50% at that point because you've got Furman and you've got um, South Carolina. I would hope that the Furman game is one that we can count as a W. But if you
we're
lose
gonna
this
beat
game as
Furman.
Clemson and go into, and then you have to take care of business against Furman, that means that that final game against South Carolina, that could be a winner goes to a bowl game, loser goes home situation. But I mean, we'll get into that. South Carolina already has six loss or five losses, or is it six losses? I think.
I'll double check. You keep going. I'll double check.
Yeah, I think they have six losses already, and they have Texas A&M this week, so it's
Yeah, they have
you'd
six
have to
losses
start
right
rooting for
now.
South Carolina to start winning games, and I don't want to do that for that to be the
Yeah,
situation.
they're 3-6 remaining schedule at number three A&M. Oh, that's a loss. Home against Coastal, and then they get us. So that game could be everything to play for Clemson and nothing to play for South Carolina. So you're going to see some crazy stuff.
I mean, you could be looking at in this there are a couple scenarios that could happen. One, if Clemson, if if it's a bad week for Clemson where they lose to Louisville and South Carolina beats A&M, then that kind of sets up for both teams to have six losses going into that final the weekend before Thanksgiving and playing each other to see who gets to go play in a bowl game. If Clemson wins
Exactly
and
what
South
the right
Carolina
is.
loses, then you're looking at Clemson trying to basically just recapture the Palmetto Trophy and not give South Carolina anything to hang their hat on for this season. And it could go the same way in both directions. You could have it in a situation where, if South Carolina does win, because right now with them already having six losses, they have to win out to be bowl eligible. So if they win these next two games and Clemson wins the next two games, Clemson's already in the bowl, then they get to play spoiler. That's always fun.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's things to watch. Um, and honestly, I just want to stay in my lane and hope that Clemson pulls it out and I don't have to stress as much about it.
Yeah,
But
just
I'd tell we talked about it, I think last week that, what's left on Clemson's plate going into this was win the month of November. If you can win the month of November, it makes up for some things. Because you finish on a four-game win streak, you earn the chance to go to a bowl game. You win the state against South Carolina. It kind of helps it puts lipstick on a pig of a season is how I would put it. Because you didn't meet your expectations of competing for national championship, but at least you won the last month which is the championship month. That's the month where you go in, and if you can win in November, then you're typically setting yourself up for good things.
I just I just want to beat him. I can't take another year of it. Just got to beat him.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. I don't care. I mean, obviously, I want to win this week, but I just that game is what I care about. That is 100% all I care about.
Yeah.
So, did
It,
Joe have anything else? That was it.
and you've got one other comment, but that's more like during the picks. He was
Okay.
his it was a very quick call. Yeah, he had some stuff going
Is he
on
working
today,
tonight?
so hope Joe. I don't know. I
I
didn't
think he
ask.
said he was working.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he was doing it during a break. He's fine. He's not doing anything wrong. And you know what? We're not doing anything wrong either because we made some picks this week and we made some more points and I gained a little bit of ground. Let's go. I think I didn't actually count the math, but
I think
I
I
got three.
gained.
You guys only had two games you picked correctly, and I had three, so I felt pretty good about myself.
I
Anyway,
think I
you're
gained
up by
Joe.
4 points. Joe's at 107, and then I am. Let's see,
Come back
that's
a little
10
bit.
points to get a 105. I'm 16 points behind you, so I need if all of my picks cash in and none of yours do, which is impossible, then I can tie you. And I need them to win by 21 plus.
And
Uh,
we're gonna see in a second why it's impossible here
yeah,
in just a
let's get
second.
into it.
You picked the same as Joe, or he picked the same as you. That's funny. I'm surprised Georgia's only 6.5 favorites. It's in Athens. I think Georgia's kind of starting to round into form a little bit. I still not. I can't believe Texas is ranked that high. Give me Georgia. I think this is a typical Kirby game where people are starting to see, oh, Texas might be back. I just think Georgia's starting to become Georgia again. So give me the dogs.
Yeah, I like that pick. I debated picking that too, but I didn't want to have all of my picks be the same as yours. Um, Indiana, Wisconsin, it's Kurt Signetti. That's the common denominator. It's their quarterback, Mendoza, is it or
Fernando Mendoza.
yeah, Mendoza. Like I love Indiana. I think that I am so high on them this year, and Wisconsin I am very low on. So Joe agrees with
Shout out
me.
that
29 and a
catch
half point
and
spread.
shout out that catch in the Penn State game. That was unreal, unreal. And
The acrobatics of being able to unintentionally pull up your right foot so that way your left foot can drag the way that he was
crazy.
falling, I have never seen anything like that.
That was the best body control I've seen on a catch, I think, since the Odell one in the pros. It was crazy.
And that was
Also,
if you did not watch the Indiana game last weekend, you missed out because that was, I think, the game of the week. It was fantastic, and it was a noon kickoff game, like just
it set the tone.
fantastic.
Shout out to Signetti. In Indiana's, I think, previous 134 years before he got there, they had no 10-win seasons. In the 2 seasons that he's been there, they've won 10 games in both seasons. So he's a great coach. I mean, you can hate him all you want, he wins. So just I could be wrong on the 134, but like it was their first 2 10-win seasons in history, and it was when he was here. So
Yep.
another one of my favorite things here is just to fade Charlotte, UNC Charlotte. They are so bad. My friend, um, my friend works kind of in the Charlotte like uh weight training department. So sorry, buddy, but yeah, UTSA is gonna run away with this one. Give me the Roadrunners.
Joe likes North Texas over UAB. He gave me no explanation on this one, so I'm going to give no explanation to you. And then what we were just talking about, Texas A&M, South Carolina, fade the Gamecocks here. A&M is really good. Uh, I think that South Carolina is no longer bowl eligible after this week.
I think one of my buddies I was texting the other day, and he's like, I keep waiting for A&M to turn into A&M, and they just don't do it this year. Like they're taking care of business. They're doing what they need to do. That's a powerhouse in College Station. So what I think the Aggies are obviously Indiana and Ohio State are getting all of the buzz, but I feel like A&M is underratedly going. Like you really don't hear a lot about them, but I like
We're gonna
Marcel.
have to dive in deep once we see the playoff bracket because I think that there are going to be a lot of interesting matchups that come up. There are a lot of teams that are playing really well. There are a lot of teams that have shown that they have the fight. Um, and so I think when you look at the entirety of the season and how these games go, it's going to get very interesting when you get when you get the nerds playing against A&M and see what happens. Or you've got Indiana who last year the knock on them was that they didn't play anyone the whole year until the playoffs, and this year they've gone out and they've gotten some big wins. They've been more proven. How high can they rise? I think they're like what, three or four right now? Or are they two?
Right now, it's Ohio State one, Indiana two,
Like,
A&M three, Alabama four.
can you imagine if Indiana is able to beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship and take the one seed?
It's possible. I mean,
Like it's
I think Ohio State's better than they were last year. So I don't know about that, but I mean, it's possible. I think anything is possible with Mendoza back there.
my
So
question here is has Ohio State been tested the same way that Indiana has? I'm trying to remember who Ohio State has
they had
beaten.
Texas in the
Because
opener.
Penn State's not good this year.
No, they
I don't
had.
care
I'm
what
looking up
people
the
say.
schedule.
Penn State is not good. But I mean, Indiana's had some big wins. I don't even think
Ohio
that Ohio
State.
State's playing this week. I think they're off. No,
Yeah,
they're playing
I'm double
UCLA.
checking.
They
I mean, that's not
beat
going to be happening.
Wisconsin. They're no good. They beat Illinois. Illinois was ranked 17th at the time. They beat Texas,
Texas
and you
was a
and
big
I
one.
have not, both been not in love with Texas this year. I think, especially at the beginning of the year, Arch Manning did not look good at all. I don't Texas. I'm confused with their ranking. Is how I'll put it.
I think we're going to learn a lot about Ohio State when they play Michigan, because obviously UCLA and Rutgers, respect to them, they're not going to do much of anything against the Buckeyes. We're going to learn what when they go to Ann Arbor. We're going to see what type of team this is, because I mean Michigan's had their number for 4 years now. Um, that if Ohio State can go in and take care of business and finally get the monkey off their back there, then I think that like I still think they're better than last year, but I if they can go beat Michigan, I think you got to start having that conversation of all right, who can play against Ohio State.
Yeah.
All right, now we're starting our run of the same picks. Yeah, like I said earlier when we were talking about SMU, Boston College is trash. Haynes King and Tech is going to run all over him. So give you and me Georgia Tech here.
Love the nerds in this game. I'm just gonna piggyback right off you right away. Yeah, Georgia Tech over BC all day long here. Joe, this is where his other comment came in. Ty Simpson, he's huge. He's very high on. Um, I think I don't know if he was alluding to like Heisman pick kind of stuff here, but Joe is very high on Alabama here over Brent Venables and the Sooners. Um, I
It's
kind of
in
agree with him. I
Tuscaloosa.
think that I don't know. Let me look.
I'm like I think I just saw that it was in Tuscaloosa. Um, yeah, in Alabama, it's the 3:30 kick. Oklahoma's still alive in the playoff, but I mean, I kind of got to piggyback on Joe here. I think that Bama takes care of business. I do think Ty Simpson is a very good quarterback as well. So I don't hate this pick for him, but
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at who is the front runner for the Heisman, he's Ty Simpson's right up there. I don't know from the latest projections, but we're it's kind of hard to think of another big name that is really handling business at the top. I feel like there's not been a whole lot of talk about Ohio State this year, in terms of individual people. It's been more just the overall team. Indiana, maybe it's Mendoza, and maybe he's
but
got a
right now
chance to be in there.
I just pulled up FanDuel, the Heisman Trophy top five. It's really the top four, but I'll throw the top five in here because I feel like you'll like it because it's a nerd. Fernando Mendoza is the betting favorite at plus 130. Julian Sayin from Ohio State is plus 170. Marcel, and then it's a steep drop off. Marcel Reed is third at plus 700. Ty Simpson's in fourth at plus 800. And then your nerd guy, Diego Pavia at Vandy is plus 2,000. So it's
Diego, I
clearly
thought you were going to go
Mendoza
with
or
Haynes
Sayin.
King. Diego Pavia?
Diego
Let's
Pavia is
go.
fifth.
Let's go, Vandy.
Haynes King is plus 10,000 right now.
Okay.
So I
Well,
mean,
that's the thing. Like, I just I get what when you're saying, Mendoza and saying I don't feel like I haven't had that same gut feeling of like saying is, you know, blowing the doors off in my eyes. I think that it's more so that Ohio State is just that much better than everybody that they're running through people. I feel like if it were me, I'd be probably picking Mendoza over that, but Mendoza and Ty Simpson, I think, are a lot more comparable. And then
Mhm.
Reed with A&M again doing the same thing. Like, but because A&M, we're expecting them to be A&M, they're not getting that same eyes. Like, if it were me today, I'd probably be voting for Mendoza.
Yeah, I mean, especially after the Penn State game, like that was his Heisman moment, leading that drive. Um, I mean, he does have the shortest eye. It really looks like it's coming down to Sane and Mendoza. So, I mean, I know it's supposed to be voted on before it gets awarded before conference championships, right?
No, I'm sure not.
The so maybe they meet in Indy and the winner of that gets the Heisman. That may how it turn out this year.
Yep.
So,
Possibly.
well, I love these retros. Yeah, Oregon over Minnesota. Oregon did. I was wrong. I mean, I was close to being right with Iowa. What a disgusting. I I will say it was a rough game, but that was fun to watch. But it was only because they were ranked high. If it's like a 4-8 Iowa team, I that would have been the worst watch ever. But because Iowa had a number on next to them, it made it bearable. Um, Give me Oregon over Minnesota, and you're taking them as well. I just think that Oregon it will take care of business against Minnesota.
Bill gave me no info on the his pick for Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee State, so I found the funnest logos that I could for that. I love Western Kentucky's uniforms when they bring out their Grimace helmets. But yeah, Oregon, Minnesota, uh, Oregon is a solid team. I think that we've lost sight of that a little bit, and that's why I could see Iowa winning that game last week, and I was rooting for it. But I think
If the game is in
Oregon is a better team than we've given them credit for.
if the game was in Eugene, I would have picked Iowa. It was just because it was in Iowa City. It was going to get dark. Like it just had all the weather was terrible. It just had all the makings of an Iowa upset win that they always tend to get, like against a Penn State or an Ohio State.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
Hey, Nick, you can only have one amazing pick a year. That's the rule. And you had yours on like week one.
Well, no, it wasn't week one, but then don't forget I did pick Texas Tech to win the Big 12 and no one else did. So
Have they
those are
done
my
it
two
yet?
picks of the year. I haven't done it yet, but they look really they smoked BYU. That was impressive. So
I'm
that
not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna argue. Just hey, you all were really high on Miami. Miami was back, and I
here's
told
the
you you
thing.
gotta wait. You gotta wait. It's gonna happen. You gotta
I
wait to
did say
see
they would
how the
lose.
season finishes before you can go ahead and claim that you've made a pick. So you said that your pick was for Texas Tech to win the Big 12. Have they done it yet? No. So you don't get credit
I'm
for that
doubling down.
yet.
I'm doubling down. Congrats, Texas Tech. You won the Big 12. Congrats.
I think
Let's
if you
check the
lose
standings.
that,
Let's see how
I'm taking away points from you.
what? Don't you dare. Wait, let's see.
Plan.
Hang on. Big 12, Big 12. So they're Texas Tech is 6-1 in the conference, and they have the tiebreaker over BYU. Do they play Cincy? No, they play UCF, who's 4-5, and then they're at West Virginia, who's 4-6. Cincy has to go to they play BYU this weekend, so that's an elimination game from the conference championship. And they're at TCU, which is a tough one. And then BYU plays Cincy and UCF. I'm ready to crown them. Give me Texas Tech, baby.
Who would they
And with that,
play?
go Tigers. Who do they play? They play
No, like
UCF at
who
home.
would they play in the championship game?
Oh, the winner, whoever wins the BYU Cincy game, probably. Because I think they both BYU and Cincy play a cupcake after that, so they'll be fine. Um, Actually, no, Cincy plays TCU, so maybe they don't win that one just because it's at TCU, and then BYU gets UCF. It may be a rematch of BYU.
I think
So
Cincy would be a tougher game for Texas Tech than BYU showed.
Yeah, BYU just is not. You know what it is? You can't trust a quarterback that wears number 47. You just can't. I'm sorry. That's just how it works. You can't trust him.
He was a
I
converted
saw that. I was like,
linebacker, wasn't he?
I don't even know. Like that's the thing. I think he just decided to. It was like because he wanted the fullback mentality. I'm like, brother, you have to throw the ball. And clearly he couldn't. Hank Bachmeier's younger brother, Bear, or he has. I think they his two Bachmeiers are on BYU right now, and they're both named after animals. Kind of cool. One of them's Bear. I forget what the other one is, but
Okay, so here's the question: if you were a Bachmeier, what animal would you be named after?
well, my favorite animal is a bear, so I got to go bear.
It's already taken. You can't do that.
Eagle.
Google.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
going
sick name.
platypus. Platypus
All right.
Bachmeier.
Okay. I think that's our cue to wrap things up.
Yeah. That's definitely it. Go ahead in the comments. Let us know which Bachmeier you'd be. And as always, go Tigers, go and go Irish for Joe.
Go Tigers.